What's your no-good deed goes unpunished story? I was 26 working maintenance at this big apartment complex called Riverside Gardens. Pretty decent job fixing toilets and swapping out light bulbs. The pay wasn't amazing, but the old folks in Building C made it worth it. They'd always invite me in for coffee and tell stories about when they were young. This one guy, Mr. Anders, lived alone in 3B. He was 84, retired firefighter, no kids or family. Real quiet dude, but super nice. I'd stop by after my shift sometimes just to check on him, help him change hard-to-reach bulbs or move his couch so he could vacuum behind it. He never asked me to do it. I just did it because he seemed lonely. One Tuesday morning, I'm doing my usual rounds when I smell smoke coming from the 3rd floor. Not like burnt toast smoke, real smoke. I followed it straight to Mr. Anders' door and could hear him coughing inside. The door was unlocked, so I ran in. His kitchen was completely filled with smoke. Flames were crawling up the wall behind his stove. Mr. Anders was on the floor next to his sink holding a wet towel. He'd fallen trying to put it out himself. Poor guy could barely breathe. I didn't even think about it. I grabbed him under his arms and dragged him out to the hallway. Then I ran back in with the fire extinguisher from the wall and started spraying everything down. The flames were already hitting the ceiling, but I managed to knock them back enough until the fire department showed up 5 minutes later. Paramedics checked out Mr. Anders. He was fine, just shaken up. The fire chief said if I hadn't gotten there when I did, the whole building could have gone up. Local news even showed up and called me a hero. My boss gave me the next day off with pay. That's when everything started going sideways. 2 days later, I get called into the office. My boss, Mr. Keeley, sits me down with this formal write-up. Says I violated company policy by entering a tenant's apartment without permission. I'm like, are you serious? The place was on fire. He just shrugs and says, rules are rules. Emergency or not, I should have waited for the fire department. Week later, I get another meeting. This time it's with HR. Some lady named Janet tells me I'm being terminated for policy violations and creating liability for the company. I ask what that even means. She says by entering the apartment and using the fire extinguisher, I might have made things worse. And now the insurance company is asking questions. I tried to fight it, but they already made up their minds. Mr. Keeley wouldn't even look at me when I turned in my keys. Then the insurance people started calling me. They wanted to know exactly what I did in that apartment. Did I move anything? Did I use the extinguisher properly? They kept asking if I had training to fight fires. When I said no, they got real interested. Started talking about how I might have spread the fire by using the extinguisher wrong. Next thing I know, they're saying I'm partially responsible for the damage, that I tampered with the scene and made their investigation harder. They wanted me to pay for some of the repairs. I couldn't afford a lawyer, so I just stopped answering their calls. Word got around the maintenance community pretty fast. Other property managers started hearing I was the guy who made a fire worse by trying to play hero. Nobody wanted to hire someone who might create liability issues. I applied everywhere. Same answer every time. Ended up taking a job at a mobile station on Route 9. Night shift pumping gas and selling cigarettes to truckers. From fixing people's homes to asking if they want a receipt for their energy drinks. The really messed up part? Mr. Anders tried to put in a good word for me everywhere. Wrote letters to my old company saying I saved his life. Even offered to testify that I did everything right. Nobody cared. The legal stuff was already in motion. 6 months later, I saw him at the grocery store. He looked so guilty when he saw me in my gas station uniform. Started apologizing like it was his fault. I told him not to worry about it. What else was I gonna say? He died that winter. Heart attack in his sleep. I found out from Mrs. Jefferson, who still lived in Building C. She said he never stopped talking about how I saved him and how wrong they did me.